general fiction, and I thought I'd start with chick lit and family sagas and my favourite epics. So I'll start over here. I have my Lauren Weisberger books. I can't find Devil Wears Prada. I do have a copy and it's a very beaten up copy because I've read it like 5 times. But I have Devil Wears Prada, Revenge Wears Prada, which I need to read. Last Night at Chateau Marmont, Chasing Harry Winston, and Everyone Worth Knowing. Then we have Candice Bushnell. And then we have Sex and the City, Lipstick Jungle, and 1/5 Avenue. Then we have Mary McCarthy, and these are the only 2 books of hers that I can find without going online. And there's The Group and The Company She Keeps. Elizabeth Noble, The Girl Next Door. Jane Green, Life Swap. Sophie Kinsella's Shopaholic Abroad. Confess the Shopaholic is Somewhere. Then I have 2 books from Polly Smith. No, not Polly Smith. There are 2 books by Polly Williams. Polly Williams used to be a journalist and then she turned into an author, and she has quite a few books out, but I never hear anyone really talk about her. The Rise and Fall of a Yummy Mummy is possibly her best out of the 2, but then there's The Egg Race. And then we have the Jill Mansell books. I have Take a Chance on Me, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Falling for You, and Rumour Has It. Add her books almost aren't worth buying when they're new. If you give it a week or 2, just go into a charity shop and you'll be able to pick one up for like $1.50. But they are really, really good stories and really well written. Then we have the Shirley Conran books, Lace, Savages, and Tiger Eyes. There are a couple of others, including Lace 2. I really want to get Lace 2 at some point. Then I have some Jennifer Weiner books. I got them from TK Maxx. I'm not actually sure what they're about. I haven't really read them. Katie Price Angel, that came free with a magazine. I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelk, again came through with a magazine, and I really like what I've read of it. The Pile of Stuff at the Bottom of the Stairs, I really, really like what I read of this. I read a review of it in like several magazines, and I had to have it the day it came out, but I never actually got around to reading it, which is quite bad. The Secret Life of a Slummy Mummy by Fiona Neal, I got it from a charity shop. I have yet to read it. First Time I Saw Your Face by Hazel Osmond. I've read some of it and really enjoyed what I read. Then we have Jodi Picoult, and I really do love Jodi Picoult's writing. We have Plain Truth, My Sister's Keeper, Handle with Care, and Second Glance. My Sister's Keeper, the book is far different from the film. I would highly recommend reading the book. I wouldn't recommend the film because I cried from start to finish. And then we have The First Wives Club by Olivia Goldsmith. Thank you, dear. Go. And then we have my Jackie Collins books. We have The Confessions of a Wild Child and Poor Little Bitch Girl. We have Barbara Taylor Bradford, A Woman of Substance. This is the first volume in an epic series. Then we have Karen Swan books. We have Players, Breakfast, Christmas at Tiffany's, and Christmas at Claridge's as well. Nicholas Sparks, The Notebook. This is the only Nicholas Sparks book that I own. I picked it up to give it a go because this is the most highly recommended one of his. Then I have 2 Diana Stansforth. Then I have 2 Diana Stansforth books. I have The Wilder Side of Life and Friends and Other Enemies. We have the 2 Lizzie Lane books, Wartime Brides and Coronation Wives. I have my 2 Judith Krantz books, Dazzle and Till We Meet Again. We have Homefront Girls by Rosie Goodwin, and you all know I love this. And we have 2 Annie Groves books, one's London Bells and the other is Some Sunny Day. Have a Julian Fellows duo in Past Imperfect and Snobs, and this is by the creator of Downton Abbey. Then we have Longbourn by Joe Baker, and this is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice from the point of view of the maids. We have The Rules of Civility from Amor, is it? Yeah, Amor Towles. We have What Alice Forgot by Leanne Moriarty. I'm not sure, but the book's called What Alice Forgot. It's about one who wakes up at 30 and has lost her memories, and she can't understand why she's in a really bad relationship and her life sucks. That's the gist I got from it. Private Life by Jane Smiley. Forever Amber by Kathleen Winsor, which you guys all know. I absolutely adore this book. A Mother's Secret by Dilly Court. Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. When I Fall in Love by Miranda Dixon. Take a Look at Me Now by Miranda Dixon. An English Woman in New York by Anne-Marie Casey. I have 2 Wendy Holden books, Pastures Nouveau and The Wives of Bath, and I have one by Sarah Tucker, The Playground Mafia. Fiction. We have Ben Elton. We have 2 Ben Elton books. We have Dead Famous and High Society. They're supposed to be really like humorous books. I'm not entirely sure on that count because I've never really read them the whole way through. I think this one's supposed to be about a talent show of some sort. Not entirely certain. City of Women by David Gillingham is about Berlin after all the men have gone to war, and it's about all the women left behind, and I think this one's going to be really good. I haven't read it yet, unfortunately. I have 2 Kate Moss books. We have I'm not even going to attempt it. Sepulchre? I'm not sure. I don't know. And Labyrinth. I have The Rose Labyrinth by Tatiana Hardy. I've got 2 Bret Easton Ellis books. I would highly recommend Bret Easton Ellis. We have The Informers and American Psycho. This is actually hilarious. And then over here we have my 2 Joshua Eugenides books. We have Middlesex and The Virgin Suicides. We have Jill Dawson, Watch Me Disappear, and this has one of my favourite quotes in it. Here. Little girls are cute and small only to adults. To one another they are not cute, they are life-sized. That is so true. And then we have the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. We have Rules of Engagement. It's a collection of short stories. We have No Angel by Penny Vincenzi. I'm not sure. She writes loads and loads of books. She's kind of like a Danielle Steele type author. And we have Meg Cabot, Size 12's Not Fat. Trainspotting by Irving Welsh. I also have If You Liked School You'll Love Work by Irving Welsh. Got Auntie Mame, An Irrelevant Escapade by Patrick Dennis. I have some Philippa Gregory books. We have The Virgin Lover, The White Queen, and The Boleyn Inheritance. The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. The Interpretation of a Murder by Jed Rubenfeld. The Bullet Trick by Louise Welsh, and 2 Sarah Waters books even. The Night Watch and Fingersmith. The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. 44 Charles Street and Zoya by Danielle Steele. The sequel of Gone with the Wind, Scarlet, by Alexandra Ripley. The Post Office Girl by Stephen Zweig. A Stranger's Child by Alan Hollinghurst. His Suitable Viscount... No. Here we go. His Unsuitable Viscountess, Michelle Stiles. We have The Valley of the Dolls by Jacqueline Suzanne, and this copy specifically is from Croydon Libraries. So if Croydon, are you missing a copy of Valley of the Dolls? It's up here in Aberdeen. We have The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. And by Maggie O'Farrell we have After You'd Gone and The Hand That First Held Mine. I was originally recommended this by my school librarian. She was awesome. She was the best librarian ever. Never Let Me Go by Kazu Ishiguro. And then over here we have Cross Stitch by Diana Gabaldon? I don't know. Diana Gabaldon. My friend Anna turned me on to these. She says they're amazing. Then Edwina Curry, A Parliamentary Affair. Water for Elephants. Chocolat by Joanne Harris. The Help by Catherine Stockett. Amelia and Me by Mira Sial? Not sure. Sweet Valley Confidential by Francine Pascal. I grew up loving the Sweet Valley books. I'm quite sad that they're no longer in publication, but hey ho. Behind Costello Doors by Chantal Shaw. I have my 3 Agatha Christie's, Murder on the Orient Express, Halloween Party, and Body in the Library. Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. Atonement by Ian McEwan. One Day by David Nichols. Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGurr. Sarah by J.T. Leroy. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lainey Taylor. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. That's like actually how this whole video came about. I was looking for this book, and then I decided to take it all out and film my collection video just because I was looking for this specific book. Too Weird for Ziggy by Sylvie Simmons. The Postmistress by Sarah Blake. Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hilary Mantel, Wolf Hall. Catherine Cookson, I have 2 Catherine Cooksons actually. We have The Rag Nymph and The Glass Virgin. I have Tessa Dare, 3 Nights with a Scoundrel. Anita Shriv, Body Surfing. Elizabeth Hyde, The Abortionist's Daughter. Notes on a Scandal by Zoe Haller. The Wife Trap by Tracy Ann Warren. The Rake with a Frozen Heart by Marguerite Kay, and Wicked by Gregory Maguire. So that completes my general fiction section.